Hello everyone and welcome to City Beat. We're your only English language television guide to arts and entertainment in the city. I'm Michelle, your host for the show. Now today we have a great show ahead of us, so let's get started with today's top headlines. This week on City Beat, one of your favorite TV stars is all grown up and in Shanghai. Watch an exclusive interview. A new online service lets you experience the fun of karaoke from the comfort of your own home. And on Lifestyle Beat, how to shape up with sword fighting. All this and much more coming right up. If you grew up in the 1980s, you probably have very fond memories of the Seaver family from The Growing Pains, and you're probably wondering what they're doing now. Well, Jeremy Miller, the guy that played Ben on the show, is now all grown up, and now he's here in Shanghai working on some media projects. Find out all this more on another City Beat exclusive.
Watching these clips may bring back a lot of memories. This sitcom was a huge hit when it aired in China a decade ago, letting audiences share in the growing pains of a typical American family. You can get a sense of how time flies when you see little Ben, all grown up, into a 29-year-old man. Now, Jeremy Miller, the actor who played Ben, is here in Shanghai to work on a new film.
Well, everybody says that, I'm very well known, so I was expecting it a little bit, but it's a wonderful reception everybody's giving me. They're making me feel so welcome. It's really nice.
As a child, Jeremy conquered audiences with his role as Little Ben, and many people still have fond memories of him and his fictional family. Likewise, the experience has also affected every part of Jeremy's real life.
You are the ugliest plant alive. Carol told me privately that she hates you.
Dan, what are you doing?
Oh, nothing, Mom.
The biggest influence the show had on my life was probably the incredible things that I got to do. I spoke at the United Nations when I was 13 years old. How many 13-year-olds get to do that? That's ridiculous. I spoke to Congress once, have met with heads of states, have just incredible opportunities that no one ever would have gotten a chance to do that young. When Growing Pains first finished, I needed a little bit of a break. Not a huge break, but I kind of took some time off away from acting to go back and be kind of a normal kid. Get to live a little bit of the life I missed out on while I was working. But after a couple of years, I really found myself missing acting. I really tried to get back involved with acting, but I found it very difficult. People had sort of forgotten about me a little bit, and those who hadn't had me sort of typecast in the same sort of roles that I had done, and they weren't really willing to give me a shot at anything bigger or more. So it was very frustrating for quite a while not being able to find any work doing what I loved, and that's kind of when I turned and started focusing on my other passion, which, is cooking, and really started trying to better myself as a chef and focus on that as possibly a career.
Jeremy did not have to leave his passion behind to come here, especially since China is a country that loves food. He includes some traditional Chinese dishes in his recipe book, and is even planning to do a cooking show in Shanghai to mix his talents of acting and cooking.
I think we're trying mostly to merge the two as much as possible. I think I might actually be able to have the best of both worlds and, have my cake and eat it too, as they say. I still love to act, and it really is hard not doing that. But the opportunities we might be afforded here in Shanghai to be able to not only produce some wonderful films and to maybe help bring something of our culture here, but also to try and incorporate as much of the culture here into the cooking and into the movies and try and, like you said, really meld both together.
Jeremy's new movie is ambitious, blending ballet, fashion, and different cultures. In the movie, he will play the American boyfriend of a Chinese ballet dancer, and later, a fashion designer.
Well, actually, we think we will have a love story, which is between the Chinese girl and the American boy, also between the two different cultures as well. So it will be interesting.
There is a challenge in coming back to acting and returning to it. You're a little rusty and a little out of practice, but at the same time, it's a relief. You know, it's where I know I belong and what I love to do. So just even walking back in front of a camera, you feel at home.
After a long and somewhat painful waiting period, Jeremy is finding out what he really loves to do. He grew up on TV as Ben, but now he is growing up for real as Jeremy Miller.
Still to come on City Beat, the craze for karaoke moves online with a new internet service. Your city, your City Beat.